Good morning, everyone. I am Jack Madrid, and welcome to Industry Beacon, where we spotlight the titans of technology shaping our future. This is not just about success stories. We are getting behind the scenes into their hearts, minds, and bold ideas as we decode the future one digital dialogue at a time. Here in the Philippines, tech isn't just a tool, it's a lifestyle. From staying connected with family to powering our mobile workdays, it is woven into our everyday lives. Back in 2006, a college student had a dream to be the Amazon of tech in the Philippines. That dream grew from being Multiply.com's biggest merchant in the early 2000s to building the country's #1 e-commerce destination for electronics and lifestyle gadgets. Today, we are honored to have with us the trailblazing founder of Kimstore, the most trusted name in Filipino tech retail, Kim Lato. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning, Jack. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you for being here. Let us kick things off, Kim. Now, tell us, what gadgets are Filipinos craving the most right now? Phones, laptops, desktops?
Well, I would say smartphones is always the most in-demand electronics right now. Phones are like pocket computers. It offers a greater portability, like laptops. This is why consumers' top priority is portability, or should I say mobility. And this is why laptops comes next after the mobile phones. Students, they use tech in classrooms. That's why when they invest on high-tech quality gadgets, they can pass it on to their next sibling, or they can just use this phone after school when they're looking for a job. For example, for professionals, they would prefer not staying in their cubicle, but they would, let's say, set a meeting anywhere or elsewhere. But then again, it only shows that mobile phone is actually a basic requirement in everyone's lifestyle.
It's funny, I've witnessed the changing formats and sizes of mobile phones. Sometimes the smaller, the better. Sometimes the bigger, the better. What is the trend now? What is the optimal size that people are looking at now? What do you see?
For now, well, before it was keypad, right? Then the bigger tablets, and then the phones right now are 7 inches, 5 inches, and the tablets are trying to compete with the laptops. So it's an ever-changing evolution of tablets or their sizes.
And it's also fascinating that the camera capability and specifications seem to be driving the purchase now more than the phone itself. It's the camera.
Yes, it's like the mobile phones are now the portable cameras as well.
Yeah, fascinating. Now, as a follow-up question, Kim, what is dominating the tech market? Is it iPhone? Is it Android?
I would say it's the Android. Why? There's a lot of C brands. When I say C brands, these are the China brands like Xiaomi, Realme, Infinix, dominating the, let's say, more affordable mass market. But then again, Apple or iPhone has its own niche as well.
Now, being the largest e-commerce tech store in the country, could you share with our viewers some of your insights on, transaction volume? I mean, what's the monthly average of, mobile phones and laptops that you're selling, if you can reveal that?
Well, actually, for a month, I think we sell more than 1,000 mobile phones.
Okay. And I guess during the holiday season, that kind of escalates.
Yes, it
right?
escalates. Yeah.
And how does a success story like you, Kim? How have you maintained this for the past 18, 19 years? You really had this reputation for being the place to buy your phone or your gadget or your tech toy. What has been the secret formula?
Okay, I would say that it's more on diversifying your marketing channels. Back then, during the early years of Kimstore, I remember that I have a limited manpower or limited resources. I remember that time that I was a one person team, then I became a 5-person team, and that did not hinder me to stand out and create a strong marketing presence online. How did I do it? So when I was starting the business, it was way back during my college years. It was fast forward, let's say 2006, and now it's 2024. Multiply, Friendster, Facebook, those were my era. Those were the
Yes.
times that it was like the social ID of all the college students that I know. Since I'm selling electronics, my target market is in Facebook, in Multiply, and Friendster, and we were able to use that as a marketing platform to promote our products. And we use Multiply as our web catalog. That time, it's free, mura naman, and masipag ka lang mag-post, and then people can visit your website. And that was our starting point of our e-commerce journey. And then, as the marketplace came along, Lazada, Shopee, we were able to use its strategy or as a marketing platform to also leverage its operation, even if we have our own limits, in such a way that we don't have big endorsers, we don't have, say for example, big investors. And just imagine, for a local startup, for a small company, we were very conservative with spending so much money with the ads. Every peso count, every marketing promotion should always convert. So something I realized all throughout these years is that at the end of the day, it's the quality of the service that you provide to your customers. That was the reason why we stayed for quite such a long time, and we continue to still provide the latest gadgets to the Filipinos.
Yeah, your brand's longevity and power, is amazing. It's not very common,
Yeah.
that your brand has lasted, and I think you've just revealed the secret to that.
And
It's really pleasing and fulfilling what the customer wants.
I'm very grateful that I know I'm one of the pioneer in the e-commerce, and I'm still here. And I'm very grateful for the, let's say, e-commerce or the entrepreneurship journey that I had with Kimstore as well. And I think Kimstore has been deeply rooted in every heart of Filipinos.
Now, moving to another topic, Kim, gadgets like laptops and desktops have been very instrumental for my industry, the IT, BPM, BPO industry. Now, I don't know any IT BPM company whose employees or workforce operates without a gadget of some
Yes.
sort. This was especially felt during the pandemic, where a lot of our workforce began to work from home or on a hybrid basis, and allowing our employees to go back to their home provinces and cities in the countryside. During those challenging years of COVID, did you see a surge or a different trend in sales breakdown when we Filipinos began to switch to hybrid work?
Yes.
Was there a change?
So actually, our top selling item has always been mobile phones. Then eventually, when pandemic came in, we were able to receive a lot of inquiries about routers, laptops, tablets. So we realized, okay, this is now the trend. People are diversifying to a hybrid or to a remote work setup. So it's fortunate that we were 18 years ahead in the industry, so we were prepared. Our operations were prepared in how to serve this type of needs. So we were able to grow our business in the laptop segment, and especially with the help of our relationship with our distributors, we were able to serve the industry.
Now, sales-wise, because our industry has spread nationwide, we're now in every Tier 2, Tier 3 city or province. Now, is your sales breakdown still concentrated in Manila and Cebu, or are you beginning to see this nationwide expansion of your target market?
Actually, what we learned about the pandemic is that a lot of people are now, let's say, transitioning to a more flexible setup, and we realized that the needs in the provinces, this is a big potential for us to grow. And right now we're trying to scale our, let's say, logistic partners in order to reach these markets. So actually in Manila, we are offering same-day delivery. In the province, we're offering cash-on-delivery services. But in the near future, hopefully we can offer this same-day delivery in the, let's say, Cebu, Davao, or dear provincial areas.
Okay, so you're beginning to grow even
Yes.
in the provinces and cities in Mindanao.
Yes, we're planning in the next 2 to 3 years before Kimstar hits its 20th year. Hopefully, we could create hubs
Wow.
in a high-dense community such as Metro
These
Cebu
are
or Davao.
distribution hubs?
Yes, it's like a hybrid. We're gonna make it as a, let's say, distribution, but at the same time, like a store setup, a community store with a warehouse.
Oh,
So
okay.
that, for example, we could deliver a 90-minute delivery, offering it to the provincial areas.
Excellent. So remaining on this topic of countryside, with many of our IT BPO companies expanding across the whole archipelago, have you observed also significant increase in demand from these more remote cities and provinces? And you've talked about community hubs for Kimstore. Any other strategies to become truly nationwide for Kimstore?
Well, actually, Kimstore has been an online brand. We use online platforms to market our business. And up to now, we use these platforms to also leverage us to market and promote our products to these areas. Most especially, for example, in Meta, we use geographical ads tagging. Like, for example, this is very concentrated in this particular area, let's say in Cebu. For example, there's a festivity. We push our products concentrated for that particular area.
I see. Wow, you've really become more sophisticated.
Yes, more sophisticated.
Yeah.
And then we're tapping KOLs also so that they could also promote our products in their areas or regions.
Now, I'm sure there are some young entrepreneurs in our audience, Kim, with many businesses these days struggling with how to scale and how to, maintain sustainability when starting out as a young entrepreneur. How did Kimstore manage to overcome these early hurdles and grow into such a trusted name in the tech gadget market? Are there some words of advice you can give to our younger entrepreneurs listening?
So just to share, when I started the business, I was into tech. I was into literally electronics and then blogging, just a typical college student. And then my hopes was to be the Amazon of electronics in the Philippines. So at that time, I thought my being young was actually a disadvantage, but I realized it was more of an advantage, giving your best, doing things more bold and more fearless. I would say for people who wanted to start their business, you can start small and then continue to say mold your passion more, and then profits will come after.
Wow, those are very powerful lessons for the young entrepreneurs in our audience. We're going to take a quick break. Industry Beacon will be right back. Stay with us.
This is Weather HQ.
Good morning. Welcome to Weather HQ. I'm Paolo De Rosario. Today's headline.
Get to know the latest weather update and forecast with information to help us understand important aspects regarding our
will
climate.
help to prevent flash
to
flooding.
provide access to clean water and the system level services to everybody who needs it.
Kung alala po natin, ang northeasterly wind flow po ay malamig na hangin po.
Whatever the weather, here on BNC.
Weather HQ, 9 a.m. The Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Welcome back to Industry Beacon. Let us continue our discussion with Kim Lato of the famous Kimstore. Now, Kim, in the beginning, you were able to leverage technology to grow your business. Now, how do you see Kimstore leveraging AI into growing your operations?
Well, I can see AI helping our credibility with our buyers. In more mature marketplaces, I already saw that AI can detect counterfeit products over authentic items. And this will be a challenge for bootleg sellers, but this will be highly beneficial for stores like
Yeah.
us to really strengthen our brand for selling real items. And AI can also assist our customers by, for example, the customer is trying to compare one product over the other. Through AI, they can provide probably suggestive recommendation or more personalized upselling to the customers. I think when you're trying to leverage AI through e-commerce, it's more on finding the right tool that would complement AI through your operations in the products.
Are you beginning to see more and more of these, bad actors supplying product
Yes,
in the market?
a lot in the marketplace. And I think that's the number one problem in the marketplaces. And it's also affecting us sellers.
I see. So I guess a lesson to our shoppers out there is really, be careful what merchants you deal with, and
Yes.
stick to your trusted merchants. Now, on a related topic, Kim, what else do you see are being the biggest threats and opportunities for entrepreneurs, here in the Philippines, particularly in the e-commerce space?
It's always the competition. Shopee is there, Lazada is there, and TikTok is there, and there's no stopping for another platform coming in. But these platforms are already giving a big leverage or an easier access for one person to become an online entrepreneur. But with this newcomers, they will expect a more competitive marketplace. So that's a challenge. Like for example, there are e-commerce stores that are operated by a one-person team or a two-person team, and the rest are outsourced. That's how high-tech e-commerce right now is, and they have to anticipate on that. But on the other hand, with this, because of the pandemic, the e-commerce adaptation had rapidly grown. And these platforms are already giving their best. Whether you're a small brand or you're a big brand, you can now leverage with their operation. So the question now is, it's not about how can you start or how can you open a store online. The question is, how can your brand stand out?
And you have shown that it goes beyond pricing,
Yes.
right? You have managed this past 18, 19 years on the basis of your, I would say it's customer service.
It's always the customer service. It's the quality of service that people come back.
The only difference now, Kim, and this really takes us back to our multiply days, is that at that time you were the upstart. You were the startup e-commerce. Now you have become the incumbent e-commerce, and it's just fascinating to have witnessed this over the past 19 years, no? And now you're being challenged by the younger upstarts who
Yes.
you were part of
Yes.
19 years ago. Now, as a parting question, Kim, again, what advice would you give to SMEs out there looking to enter and compete in the very competitive market for tech gadgets and phones and equipment?
For me, it would always be finding your niche and exploring your segment. From your segment, maybe you can explore the more premium segment or more affordable segment. In my end, let me share, just during the pandemic, so we had an increase of sale because we were focusing on the affordable segment. So we were practically selling, let's say, affordable gears that can get things by during the pandemic. We're not focusing on the top tier or the high-performing products. And then something I also learned from that is that there's always a time and season for every tier of tech. Like for example, in the pandemic, we were focusing on mobile routers, smart CCTVs, or even affordable laptops. So it actually depends who's your niche, who's your market. That time in the pandemic, it was the work from home student.
Right.
It was the, let's say, working professionals adjusting to a work from home setup. And then from there, if you're prepared, your potential to success is very high.
So clearly the lesson there is know your customer,
Know your customers, yes.
combined with quality of customer service. And
Yes.
that has been the cornerstone of the success of Kim Store. You know, unfortunately, that is it for today's show. I am Jack Madrid. Thank you so much to our valued guest, Kim Lato, for sharing your perspectives with us. Catch us again tomorrow for more enlightening discussions on Industry Beacon. You can catch BNC on Free TV Channel 31 and on Cignal Channel 24. Thank you for watching BNC, the Bilyonaryo news channel, always on top.